Hi, I'm Olivia, and today's happy nugget comes from Akira Kurosawa, the great Japanese film director, known for making such classics as Seven Samurai, Rashomon, Kagemusha, and Throne of Blood, and some of my personal favorites, Sugata Sanjiro, Yojimbo, and Ikiru, which means to live, and is perhaps one of the greatest films ever made. Kurosawa was born in Tokyo in 1910. Initially, he aspired to be a painter, but when he was 19 in 1929, there was worldwide economic panic. A Great Depression blew across Japan. Amidst political and social upheaval, Kurosawa's family could not afford to buy canvases and paint. He had to work doing freelance jobs to support his ambition, but he was unenthusiastic about the work he was doing. Due to the influence of his older brother, he was exposed to film and film criticism throughout his childhood and teens. He immersed himself in cinema, literature, and theater. When he was 23, his brother committed suicide, sending Kurosawa into a period of 3 years where he was spinning with no sense of direction, unsure of what he was meant to do. His father told him to wait calmly for the road of his life to open up on its own accord. Then when he was 26, Kurosawa read a classified ad in the newspaper. The PCL Film Studio was hiring assistant directors. Up until that moment, it had never occurred to Kurosawa to join the film industry. But he applied, and eventually began to work under his mentor, Yamamoto Kajiro, one of Japan's major World War II film directors. From his wonderful autobiography, Kurosawa writes, "With the first duties I was assigned as a new assistant director, I made up my mind to quit. My father had said that anything I tried would be worth the experience, but everything I was ordered to do turned out to be something I, under no circumstances, wanted to do twice. The assistant directors who were my seniors did their utmost to persuade me to stay. They assured me that not all movies were like the one I had been working on, and not all directors were like the one I had been working for. I listened to them, took a second assignment, and ended up working for Yamasan. They had been right. I learned there are many kinds of films and many kinds of directors. I didn't want to work for anyone else after that. It was like the wind in a mountain pass blowing across my face. By this I mean that wonderfully refreshing wind you feel after a painfully hard climb. The breath of that wind tells you you are reaching the pass. Then you stand in the pass and look down over the panorama it opens up. When I stood behind Yamasan in his director's chair next to the camera, I felt my heart swell with that same feeling. I've made it at last." Kurosawa was an assistant film director for 7 years. Again, from his autobiography. "After my 300 miles project was shelved, I gave up fighting to become a director. All I did was go on writing scripts in order to earn the money to drink, and I drank as if it were going out of style. In the midst of this, I was reading the newspaper one day when an advertisement for a book caught my eye. It was for a novel called Sugata Sanjiro, and for some reason my interest was terrifically aroused. The advertisement described the content only as a story of a rowdy young judo expert, but I just had a gut feeling that this is it. There was no logical explanation for my reaction, but I believed wholeheartedly in my instinct and did not doubt for an instant. In the course of my work as a film director, whenever my fate has hung in the balance, some kind of guardian angel has always appeared out of nowhere. I myself can't help being surprised by this strange destiny. This fate nudged me into my first experience as a fledgling movie director. I was 32 years old. At last I had climbed to the base of the peak I had to scale, and I stood gazing up at my mountain. Kurosawa resented elitism. He believed his films should challenge people, but they shouldn't be difficult to understand, because to him, films were about the human condition, about individuals, their struggles, their feelings, their triumphs, and their spiritual journeys. He wanted his films to have a wide appeal, to excite sophisticated audiences, but he also wanted to entertain. He believed in the power of film to make a difference in the world, and he was thorough in his historical research, determined to be faithful to whatever subject he chose to portray. Kurosawa climbed his own mountain, tirelessly, persistently, with hard work and dedication to the perfection of his craft. And he encountered countless obstacles along the way, but he never gave up, and in the process made some of the most visually spectacular and profound films in the world. Open your mind to the opportunities the road of your life may bring. And when you find your mountain, climb it, braving all difficulties, as steep as they may be, to reach the peak of your abilities. And that's today's Happy Nugget. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe. As always, I link below the video anything I recommend. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. See you next time.